Welcome back. Come for the Pokemon, stay for the receding hairline. It's all I got left. Been watching a lot of Rudy, as you can tell. Rudy from Alpha Investments, Alex from Nostalgianomics, and they kind of always preach like, hell, even Danny Phantom preaches like, go where other people aren't, right? So using that same ideology, that same thinking, Danny uses it more in like singles for collections and stuff. Rudy uses it with, his power to manipulate markets and his just vast wealth. Just kind of, uses it to try to turn the markets and sell off his heavy bags, as everybody says. So I'm trying to use that same mindset. What are the plays in the Pokemon sealed market right now? And the easiest one has already sailed, and that's the Sword and Shield. Because of that dip, that crash, like Brilliant Stars fell like 20%. Are you kidding me? That stuff's out of print. Out of print, and people still didn't buy it? What are you doing? Why? That was the most obvious. Now I get, like, if you don't have $500 to spare, okay, don't get a booster box, okay? Don't be that clown from Financial Audit. Don't be him and go $26,000 in debt when you only make $20,000 a year. Don't do that. Don't do that. But, I like to think most of us are more responsible than that. The obvious play in the room was Sword and Shield. Now that boat has sailed. So skipping the obvious play of Sword and Shield, that's all rebounded. It's all back to its all-time highs. Almost all of it. What else is there? There's the April rotation in just a few months. We've talked about this in another video. If you haven't, go watch that video. But what sets are going out of rotation in April? Well, that's the first sets of Scarlet and Violet. So Scarlet and Violet base, which is a poopy set. It is not good. Obsidian Flames, again, not good. Charizard or bust. Charizard's like an $80 card. The booster box is already 300 something, like some stupid, ridiculous amount. 151, already expensive, but everybody already knows that's going to double as soon as it goes out of print. I've already made my prediction. It's going to be $25 by the end of the year per pack. Those booster bundles are going to be $200 a bundle. They're going to double. That UPC is going at minimum to 1,000. How long? I don't know. PCETB is going to go to 2,000. 151's the obvious. If you have the pockets to do it, that's the obvious. Paldea Evolved, again, if you have the pockets, but I think that ship's kind of sailed. I just can't see them reprinting it again. I really just can't. And Paldea Evolved is such a deep set, and people don't give it the credit that it's due. You have all the starters from Gen 9, and they are such nice, especially like the Fuecoco, the Quaxley, and the, Spirotego. Like, those are so cute, so cute. And you have the full line. And you got a Magikarp, you got a, I think Tyranitar's in there. Like, you got some really nice cards, really good artworks. And there's just so many, illustration rares and SIRs. There's just so much. There's so much. But Paldea Evolved's already expensive. Let's just, it's expensive. It's a good set. If you're going to buy it this close to rotation, you're paying up for it. So, Paradox Rift, another mid set. It's just not there for me. I already got that when it was real cheap. I'm not looking to buy that personally. Unless I can get it pretty cheap, then I'd be looking to grab these, but I would just be trying to sell them in my store. I wouldn't be looking to invest with them, but somebody has to be willing to sell them cheap, and I just can't see that with rotation being so close that somebody's going to sell them that cheap. Even though they are mid sets, like, I try to stay away from mid sets. We'll talk about that later. Then we have Paldean Fates, again, expensive. Another great set. Get it while you can. So anyway, like I said, we talked about that more in depth. Next rotation, 2027. This is a little risky because you still have a year. I fully expect these sets to get some sort of reprint at some point. I mean, they still have a year, What are they doing with, they do have that facility. It's like half that facility is ready to rock. So I can't imagine they're not, reprinting these sets. And, 2027 sets, you got Temporal Forces, which has not really been reprinted. I think we might have saw like a wave of sleeves and then maybe some booster packs and tins or something like that. But that's all I think we saw. Let me know. Outside of Temporal Forces, you have Stellar Crown, crap set. Shrouded Fable, crap set, that people are telling you to buy these two sets. I don't understand why. They're bad sets. Do not buy those. Again, like, I won't even buy them from my store. It just doesn't make sense. Like, there's no demand for those. It just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I would if it was absolutely dirt cheap. Absolutely dirt cheap. But outside of that, it's not happening. So then that leaves you with the only two good sets left. The real opportunities that are still there. You have Surging Sparks and Twilight Masquerade. And it's crazy when they were $100 a piece for ETVs. People wanted them left and right. Now that they are $70 or less, people are leaving them on the shelves at retail stores because I see them all over Discord. People are going, hey, do you want these? People trying to quick flip them for their little, $5 profit or whatever. And nobody wants these sets. Like, are you kidding me? It is so obvious. And this is why people fail. This is why people fail. It is so obvious. Surging Sparks is a great set. Honestly, I think Surging is better than Twilight. Twilight's got the Greninja, but Surging just has better cards. But it's so obvious. Twilight's booster box is $300. Surging Sparks booster box has been reprinted a few times, or stock has came out, or waves, whatever you want to call it, have came a few times, and it hasn't really gone below $250. Like, these two sets are the most obvious. Sure, there's a little bit of risk tied to it because it's still got a year left. It's still got a year left. Yes, I absolutely agree. But it's the most obvious. At $70 in ETB, you're practically MSRP. I mean, with California's 10% sales tax or whatever, at $55 or $60, depending, I think Walmart's like $60 if that's even right. 10% on that's like $6, so you're paying $66. $70 is the same thing. You don't even have to go to the store. Like, come on. You're practically at MSRP at $70. Why do people not want these sets? It doesn't make sense. I bought a bunch. They're stashed away. I couldn't sell them even if I wanted to. And if you watch DJ's Poke Center, shout out to you, bro. I've been commenting on a lot of your stuff. Don't know if you watch my stuff, but, shout out to you. He says the same thing. He's like, nobody wants these sets. Nobody wants them. But you'd be an idiot if you don't think that's going to double. At least double. I think they're going to go to 200 in 2 years, 3 years. It really depends what the market is. But once they go out of print, that's easy money. That is the most obvious plays. The most obvious plays. And yet nobody wants them. And that's why most people fail. Because people only want things when they're expensive. People only want things when they're expensive. But when they fall, they get the buying opportunities here, not here. When things are here, ready for you to buy, people don't want them. It's the same thing with Scarlet and Violet base set, Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift, Paldea Evolved. Like, when they were available for $80, $90, $100 a booster box, nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted them. If you watch their videos, Distro begged shops to take these. Begged shops to take them. And nobody wanted them. And now Paldea Evolve's like $350 a box. Paradox is like $200. Obsidian Flames is like $300. I might have fell. Scarlet and Violet base, I think, got up to like $280 or $300. Now it's like $180 or $200, somewhere around there. But when it's cheap and it's ready, like when it's prime time to buy, nobody wants stuff until it gets expensive. To me, that's just the opportunities the market's giving me. So I loaded up. I have a bunch. I'm waiting. Like I said, I couldn't sell them even if I wanted to. So that's the obvious one. I said we would talk about it. I am staying away from crap sets. I've learned this lesson the hard way. When things are cheap, I'll buy a couple booster boxes. I'll buy, ETBs, etc. Because nobody knows when the bull market comes around. Nobody knows. When things go out of print, nobody knows. Nobody knows if something's going to get reprinted or not. You see what I'm saying? So it makes sense. Buy a little bit of each set. At $80 a booster box, I can get 2 for the price of 1 at MSRP. Like, it's no brainer. So, I had Stellar Crown, and I had gotten rid of my Stellar Crown earlier in the bull market, and it just made sense. It's a crap set. I'll get rid of that now while people are having a frantic craze over Pokemon cards, and move that somewhere that's going to do something for me. And I'll give you an example. People will say, well, you don't know if it's going to get reprinted, or maybe the good set's going to get crash and burn because of reprints, and the bad set's going to be short printed or not get reprints or whatever. Okay, use that. Okay. Let's look at Lost Origin. Lost Origin copped a huge, well, maybe not a huge, but a reprint right before it went out of rotation. Lost Origin is now double Darkness Ablaze. Vivid Voltage. Darkness Ablaze is a bad set. Vivid Voltage is a bad set. Lost Origin is a good set. Lost Origin has been printed more than Darkness Ablaze, and I would assume Vivid Voltage. I don't know about Vivid Voltage. Vivid Voltage did get reprints, but Darkness Ablaze did not. And yet, Lost Origin's double. So if you would have bought Lost Origin when it was 120 off that reprint, you see what I'm saying? Does this make sense to you people? Does this make sense? Like, that is the market giving you an opportunity right there. That is the market giving you an opportunity. It's the same thing with, hey, let's use Shrouded Fable. Everybody's, all these people are pushing Shrouded Fable. Do you know how hard it is to sell Shrouded Fable? Do you know how hard it is to sell Darkness Ablaze? Like, even to buy it, the only way I'm taking that is if it's a very steep discount. Because for me to sell it, I'm going to have to give a steep discount. And even then, I still am going to have a hard time to sell it. You see what I'm saying? So, like, Shrouded Fable, I bought a case when it was $33 in ETB. And it went up to MSRP. And I tried selling it at MSRP, and I could not sell it at MSRP. A sealed case, could not sell it at MSRP. I had a dock like $50 off, and it just sat, and nobody wanted it. Not a soul wanted it. That's how hard these bad sets are to sell. Why would you want your money tied up into crap stuff? Why? I would rather keep that cash, so that way, if prismatic ETBs get reprinted and they fall to $80, well, okay, now instead of, spending that $500 on Shrouded Fable, I turned it over twice already, and now I have enough $800 to buy a prismatic ETB case. Now I have 10 prismatics, which are gonna double a lot faster than Shrouded Fable ever will. And when it comes time to sell, I can sell them a lot faster, a lot easier, and I don't have to give as much meat on the bone to the next person. Because Shrouded Fable, when you go to sell that, you're gonna have a hard time selling that at full comps. You might have a hard time selling that at 80% comps. You're gonna have a hard time selling those crap sets. Stellar Crown is a crap set. You have Bulbasaur and Squirtle, and that is it. You have nothing else in that set. Shrouded Fable is a bad set. You have the Persian, and that's it. They are bad sets. That is not the market giving you an opportunity. That's a fool is easily parted with his money, in my opinion. And I will not touch those sets. It's not going to happen. That, to me, that is not the market giving me an opportunity. The market giving me an opportunity in sealed will be Surging Sparks and Twilight ETBs. Prismatic was on sale there for a while. It's starting to rebound, I think. Weren't the bundles like $40, $45? Like, that was the time to buy them. That truly was the time to buy them. We're kind of rebounding out of that, I think. I expect us getting some more Black Bolt ETBs. I mean, it's not crazy. Black Bolt, that rotation era is way more risky because, it's like, 6 months old, if that. That's kind of risky. Reprint, most likely. Same thing with the mega stuff. If you can get it cheap, like, I will grab it just because popularity. You know, there's the modern buyer. There's a modern bias always, and so Phantasmal Flames being the hot set out, like, yeah, I'll always grab that if I can get that at a low enough percent, like 70%, and I can sell it for, 90, 95%. Like, I will grab that, absolutely. But it's a little bit more risky than the other ones. Just a little bit more risky. That's what I'm talking about when the market is giving you opportunities. The opportunity is right there. Surging Sparks and Twilight Masquerade ETBs. And I'm not trying to sell you it. You can check my website. I am not trying to sell you it. I will in 2 years when they're, $150, $200 a piece. Yeah, I will try to sell it to you then. And you can come back and check this video and go, hey, you were right. Those ETBs at practically MSRP, $70. I mean, they can be found for MSRP. You were right. Like, that was a good buy. And if they fall even further, buy some more. Buy some more, because they might fall more. Buy some more, and you'll be happy in 2 to 3 years when they're double, triple in price. That's all I'm saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. If you like my message, head on over to my website, maxpacks.com. We just dropped some Sword and Shield product, some Mega Evolutions product, some Scarlet and Violet product. We got all sorts of stuff. Check it out. Sign up for emails to be notified when we drop something. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Make sure you subscribe. Come on. This was a good video. Subscribe.